So we've been looking at building websites with Go. That's what this entire class is about, the Go programming language. And we've been working out of our Goes to 11, GitHub Goes to 11, Golang web dev repo. For those of you who are watching this online, I'm just letting you know that we're working out this repo right there. And we've looked at, how to set up a server and how to do templates. And then we've been looking at how to serve files. So serve file versus file server. So we have the basics of kind of getting everything going. And we've spent 2 weeks on serve file and file server. And just go to godoc.org net HTTP and go to the index, and we have serve file. And if we go down to handler, file server. So we've seen both those things, and that allows us to serve all kinds of files. So images, CSS files, all right, whatever files we want to serve. And so that allows us to put together, your basic website. So what are the next things that we need to do? Well, serving files is right here. And with serving files, we have serve file and file server. So we're kind of through 23. We've skipped some of this stuff just because it's kind of like, hey, let's explore it from an academic, intellectual curiosity standpoint. Like, how's a serve mux built? How's everything happening down at the TCP level? Can we build our own router, serve mux, whatever you want to call it? So we've skipped some of that stuff. And the things which we have coming are, there's some hands-on challenges here, which I think these might be some homework this week. I'll give you guys these homework. And so these hands-on challenges are, if we look at them, so that's in folder 24. And I'm bringing them over here because when you pop them open, the README does it. But listen and serve on port 8080 of localhost. For the default route, have a font called foo, which writes to the response foo ran. And for the route /dog/ have a font called dog, which parses a template called dog go HTML and writes to the response. This is from dog. And also shows a picture of a dog when the template is executed. Use serve file to serve the file dog.jpg. Like, you guys can all build that now. So there's some nice hands-on exercises here. And then the solutions are here. So you can see the solutions. So that would be like the next step if we're sequentially going through here. And we've seen the not found handler before, so I'm just going to mention that. But I think instead of popping through each of these and sort of explaining what they do, I think the next thing which would be valuable for you, we have 9 weeks left. And so I want you all to leave this class with MongoDB skills. And to leave this class, so 9 weeks, right? We're at week 8. And 9 more weeks takes us through 17, and then 18's the final week. So to do MongoDB, you're storing JSON documents. And so you have to know JSON, JavaScript Object Notation. So you got to learn JSON before you learn Mongo. But between, wait, let me get that one. Between Mongo and JSON, right now we are right here at 24. So we have these files in between. We have the not found handler to look at, like how do we, respond just easily with, hey, 404 not found. We have App Engine deploy. Let's deploy our website up to App Engine. We have passing data, like how is data passed in applications? Meaning, like, the client wants to send us some data. How do we get data from the client? Or how can we continue to pass data from page to page to page? And so we could do that through the URL. We could pass data through URLs within our application. We have redirects. And so redirects are their entire thing unto themselves. And that's like the 300 series of status codes. And so if you go to a page and get redirected somewhere else, we could take a look at that. And then we have cookies and sessions. So how do we roll our own web framework, right? Where somebody can have a cookie in a session, and part of that will be logging in. And so part of logging in, will be the cookie session stuff. We have AWS, which is interesting, and just getting a machine and putting it up to AWS. And then we do relational databases on AWS. They're on 32. And AWS has a scaling stuff. And then there's a photo blog application, which we could build where you could upload photos. And then we talk about HMAC and Base64. And that's just kind of a web dev toolkit kind of thing to know about. And we talk about web storage. And then there's something called context and how do you set up HTTPS, so context with the Go programming language, which allows you to manage many different Go routines and have them all stop when one of them stops. And then we finally get down to JSON, and after JSON there's some AJAX, and then MongoDB is right there. So that's a little bit of an overview, and I just wanted to give that like an overview of what lays ahead. We're halfway through the course. I think we have a pretty good shot at knocking a lot of that stuff out, but I'm going to stop this video right here for those who are watching, just sort of like an overview of what lays ahead. But I also want to hear from everybody else, you know, how you doing, and you know, how you feeling with the material we've covered so far, and what are you game for. So I'm going to stop this video for that conversation, and let me just come here and hit stop.